Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Madhava, these verses are so beautiful, so much so full of meanings, and the insight that you get from these verses is something unimaginable. You must, I hope, coming to these classes and seeing this, and you have been listening for a long, long time, this description is the fulfillment. The moment I say, just close your eye, just relax and listen. The weather is absolutely fantastic, so beautiful. It's like an eternal dawn, eh? No sunlight, just dark, very quiet. And you just see for yourself. When we asked you to sit down, even that 1 more minute, keep your eyes closed, that itself is good enough for you to appreciate, understand, clearly recognize whether you are yourself. As you sit down there, are you yourself, or you are unconsciously drifting to the level of the thoughts, memories, and therefore sometimes pushed into the awareness of the outside world. And how beautifully Bhagavan says in this ASHTAVAKRA says, Tathapina tava swasthyam sarvam vismaranat rute. Until and unless you completely forget all that you have heard, seen, tasted, touched, smelled, read, contemplated, you cannot be yourself. Please understand, it's not conditional, that only when you forget everything you shall be yourself. That is not the point. That is where it becomes sadhana, trying to forget everything. No. When you are with yourself, it will be as though everything forgotten. Just see the beauty, okay? Or else you shall be permanently disappointed in life. Suppose you make it conditional, Sarvam Vismaranat Rute, unless you forget everything, all that you have heard, spoken, tasted, touched, experienced, unless you forget it, you cannot be established in yourself. That means you are making it a precondition, that unless this happens, that will not happen. Please understand, the beauty is being yourself is not a happening. It is something already there. That is why Shankara in the Vivek Chudamani gives one of the most powerful verses. Those who are really insightful, they will be catching those verses. The verse is like that, I am Atma. Listen, I am Atma. This self. I am itself is Atma. It's not that I am Atma. When I say I am Purushaha, this man, this object or this thing, it's like me and the object. In I am Atma, I am itself is Atma. That which is, you cannot say, very difficult to talk about it. You can't say this also, I am also you cannot say. But if in case you say, you want to appreciate that concept of this, anything at a distance is that. That moon, this earth, this India, that India, this Tamil Nadu, that Tamil Nadu, this Madras, that Madras, this ashram, this hall, that hall, this chair, your asana, wherever you are sitting down, that place, this body, this eyes, that eye, this thought, this I thought, that I thought. You cannot say this consciousness, but in order to say that thought, you are making it as though this. You understand that point? It's so beautiful, instantaneous. But we are so much lost in other this and other that, these and those, that in relation to which everything is this and that is forgotten. It is just like with our eyes we see everything, but eyes are forgotten while seeing things. With our tongue we taste everything, but while tasting everything, while eating everything, the tongue is very conveniently forgotten. Not conveniently, not by your choice, it's forgotten. You lose yourself in the sound of those birds, beautiful music. But the ears are forgotten. Without the ears there shall not be any music. There may be music, but you cannot hear it. So without consciousness, thought is not a thought. Object is not object. Perception is not perception. Sensation is not sensation. So yourself, all the time existing. So that is something ayam, that which is, if you can use the word, this which can never be subject to that. Everything can be this, everything can be that, this, this, but you cannot say consciousness is either that or this, because there is nobody to objectify the subject. Therefore it cannot be that consciousness. When you say that consciousness, listen carefully. This is so subtle and so beautiful. If the ahankara is sitting down there learning, and the ahankara is sitting down there teaching, the ahankara self, that consciousness you are. And the ahankara which is sitting down and listening, it shall say, I understand this world, I understand these thoughts, but that consciousness I don't understand. So the individuality, sitting down in a twilight zone, making either the world this, the consciousness that, or consciousness is this and the other end is that. You understand? Unwanted referee, unsolicited presence. But people lose themselves in that. Because who you are, you cannot say in ayam. But in case you want to use the word, okay, ayam. It is the this which can never be subject to that, never can be subject to objectification. And that is Atma, ayam, Atma, consciousness. Nitya Siddha, eternally existing, accomplished, ever existing, ever created. It is something which cannot be created in time or place. Nitya Siddha, always existing. Pramane sati bhasate, by use of the pramana, because if it is there and why I do not know it? Because of the ignorance. How does the ignorance go? By the knowledge. How do they get the knowledge? By the means of knowledge. And what is the means of knowledge? Not these five sense organs at our disposal, but the Shabda is the Pramana. I don't want to elaborately know it. Shabda, the words reveal. Like, Tvam Dasamosi, you are the 10th man. These words reveal the 10th man, doesn't produce the 10th man. So the Shastra, when the teacher knows, you are that, the you, the are, as well as that, all the three meaning same thing. Ayam, Atma, Brahma, all the means same thing. Such a fantastic tradition, you understand. Out of the universe, absolutely human, universal. Sitting down here, you do not talk about caste, creed, sex, race, clan, different types of faith, fighting in the name of gods and no, just don't worry about that. Pramane sati bhasate, the words used, like your eyes do not produce the flower, report it, reveal. They do not produce. Shabda also has a pramana, words also has a means of knowledge, reveal the truth. They don't produce it. The teacher uses that word to reveal the truth, not to produce it. Or else teacher can get angry and take it away also. Understand? Pramani sati bhasati. It shines. Just when somebody points it out, it is already existing. Like anything in this universe, already exists. Eyes do not create what they see. Ears do not produce what they report. Are you getting that point, please? It's not in relation to only Brahman, the Absolute yourself. It's so sweet. The whole principle is that. Why am I telling you, please do not make scriptures more important than geography book. If you understand any perception, you shall understand yourself. Can you believe it? Same principle. Object is already existing, right or wrong? Please see that. Object is already existing. Huh? The eyes do not create what they see. They are already there. Eyes only help us to see. Pramakaranam. It gives us it only helps us to get the knowledge, reports the existence. The tongue doesn't create the taste, reports the taste. To know anything, you don't have to produce it. It's already existing. To know yourself, you don't have to produce yourself. You are already existing. But who you are, 5 sense organs, which are meant for externalized perception, cannot grasp it. That's beautiful. Eyes cannot see it because you are not something outside consciousness. Ears cannot grasp the consciousness. Eyes cannot see, ears cannot hear. It's not a sound, it's not a touch, it's not a taste, it's not a smell, it's not a sight. Oh, very difficult. Difficult or easy? That it is not a sound makes it beautiful. Why? Or else you are deaf, truth is gone. Or else your eyes are lost, truth is lost. Old age, everything forgotten. Lucky. That is not an object of sight or a sound or a touch or a taste or a smell. You are consciousness. Sense organs do not produce an object, it is already there. Words do not produce yourself, it is already there. So when the words stop, you are there. If you hold on to your eyes, you will not see the object. If you hold on to the words, you will not see the truth. How much more easier you want? It's not that I am making it easy, I am forced to. This is what it is. Is yourself, about me, about everybody, who you are. That is why the whole attempt of the scripture, Upanishads are so beautiful. They are not singing the glory of anything else, only one thing, truth, the absolute, you are that. In any other subject, sometimes when many religions, faiths also, you glorify God and you are stupid, you are useless. You glorify education, you are uneducated. You glorify riches, you are poor. Here, they neither glorify something nor underestimate something. Everything has its place. You be yourself. Absolutely effortless. Pramani sati bhasati. Words are used, it shines. Na desham, na kalam, na suddhim apekshate. It is absolutely unconditional. The existence, the being that you are, who you are, is not dependent upon desham, what place you are listening, what time you are listening, what place you are or in what time you are. Na suddhim apekshate. Nor it depends upon Shuddhi. Shuddhi means what? The purity. Because this is a huge trap, especially in the path of this so-called knowledge or religion or spirituality, that unless you are pure, you shall not understand yourself. First understand who you are, then we shall talk about purity and impurity, right or wrong? Then do you understand? The logic is so strong, it will shake your belief system. We shall talk about your purity and impurity later on. First you can talk about who you are. Fix that one, then we shall talk about other things. Right or wrong? Am I talking to an adult? Every person is affected by two things. What? Arrogance of purity or total guilt and devastation of so-called impurity. I am so useless, I am such an idiot, I don't think I have a chance. Or I am a holy man, who can teach me? Swayamacharya. I am my own guru. How do you know that? If you understand what it is and you have a sense of superiority, you have not understood anything. In an incomparable existence, what is superiority and inferiority? Please catch it. Very, very important. Unfortunately, especially religious cases, what happens is religious thing or be good type of philosophy or thinking, everybody is busy trying to change somebody. This morning I was reading something, one article had come somewhere, very nice. The person says, oh, how do I deal with a bad man? Because the person is a letter to the editor, where the person has said, my parents-in-laws are like this, or my brother like that, or my husband is like that, or people, you know that human situation. They're so terrible. How do I change them? The person who has answered, what is it? Very sensible. But look at the flaw in that. You must be enormously patient. You must be very patient. You want to change somebody, you must be very, very patient. Because as much you try to change the person, that person try to change you according to his perception. Who shall know whether you are right or that person is right? You will never know. If you leave, then you can say, how do I decide? Leave them alone and see who is more troubled in life. Please think of it. What is very nicely said, you must change the person because, yes, to change somebody, you need enormous patience, like a mother bringing up the child. Like a gardener planting a tree, weed it out, sunlight, so many things to be done, then only the tree will grow until he finds his root. Same thing, a person who is somehow gone crazy, if you want to fix it, you have to take all this. You have enormous patience. Sounds very nice, but do you know, friends, where you miss the bus? Have you applied that to yourself? Your mind is playing truant with yourself for the longest time. It is getting angry with everybody, jealous with everybody, frightened of everything, trying to change everybody so that it can feel comfortable. So your mind, how much patience is needed? Think. I'm trying to change everybody. What about my own mind? How much patience is needed to be myself so that I don't have even a whisper of jealousy, anger, hatred, nothing. How do you do that? When you are yourself, listen carefully, when you are yourself, who you are, that will automatically make the thoughts as they are beautiful, because you are no more jumping into the stream of thought. Memories of every kind shall be there. Listen carefully. Objects will be there. You are only creating problem, right or wrong? Does the food create indigestion? Does the food give health, or your eating gives that? If the eater, the individuality is crazy about food, goes on eating, that the same food gives you disease. For another person, the same food gives you health. Are you getting that? For another person gives you health. The food is good or food is bad. Depends on the individual. The food is not giving you health or disease, depends on the individual. Simple thing now. Yeah. What happened? As we are talking, a cell phone rang. Listen carefully. Cell phone rang. Cell phone rang. Is it embarrassing or it is very nice? To whom it belongs, that person will feel, oh, I forgot. Embarrassed. Other person listening, what type of people? Don't even switch it off. Okay. Another person, all right, they are forgotten, they will do it. How many reactions? How many reactions? You can explode. What is that? Throw that thing out. Oh boy. Why? Discipline, right? The telephone rang, telephone stopped. Class must continue. If you make an issue out of it, what happens? It rings for a moment, it stops in a moment. But we have made a big issue out of it. After the class also somebody remembers that now somebody's head will be completely switched off until the end of the class. And until the person says, you should not have done that. Are you getting that point, please? It's just a simple thing. Food, good or bad. We are telling very critical about somebody's forgetfulness about a telephone. But we are forgetting that I am not supposed to react. You understand how pathetic it is? How terrible it is? It takes enormous patience. That is why meditation. Being yourself. You be yourself again and again and again and again. It's not conditional. It's not a struggle. Yesterday we saw that. Anayas, which is effortless, absolutely effortless, because already existing. So as you sit down quietly for a moment, ask yourself, or why, sitting down, why should you even ask yourself? In the beginning stages you can do that. Am I being with myself or with the thoughts, memories? Instead of being that, if you are struggling to what? Yesterday we saw that, no. Bhogam Guru, Karma Guru, Samadhimma Guru. Whether you want to enjoy something, you are busy in some activity or practicing Samadhi, still useless. Chittam Nirasta Sarvasam Atyartham Rochaishyati. Your mind, Chittam Rochaishyati. Your mind shall always look for that which is beyond every thought, every object, everything. Like this morning, we are going for a walk. There was no rain. As we started, I looked up, sky is a little bit clear. I looked up. I said, okay, let's walk. Near the gate, slowly little started. Many times it's just a, moving cloud. So it will move. After 5 minutes, blast. So we are going, I said, okay, still doesn't matter. Then I had an umbrella, the other person says, Swami is morning. He said, all right, I have a bath. I said, okay, let's go. So we are walking. As you are walking, but what will be in your mind always? When shall I go back to the safety of the room? Because continuous raining, so it's not a very comfortable thing. When shall I go back? When shall I go back? So you are walking, but your mind is telling, when shall I go back to the safety of my room? Same way. While going through different things of life, always every mind shall be looking, when shall I be out of these things? Even people who are miserable will be tired of misery. The people who are a little bit happy, searching for things here and there, they shall also be looking for, when shall I be happy so that I don't have to look for it again? Like Rama asking, Kadaham Visrantim Nisyami Meru Srungaivamuda. When shall I find the rest? There shall be no more any struggle. This is inherent urge, natural search for everybody, because that is yourself. Something already there. You find it fulfillment, that is why you know you have seen it, when there is a sense of total fulfillment. Krutyam krutameva. Whatever is to be done is already done. I am satisfied. Our modern day, modern day means regular, usual, secular, all the type of teaching is one. If you are a satisfied person, you never remain satisfied, then you shall never progress in life. Suppose complacency. If you say, I have got enough money, you will not work for more. If you say, I have got enough degrees, I will not study more. If you say, I have reached the highest point, I shall not work for more. Relative world, you can maintain that if you want. But by reaching that bigger position, greater heights and greater more knowledge or more money or more position, greater position, I shall be happy, that will be miserable. You be happy with yourself, and your discontentment with the world, in a sense, you want to reach greater height, sky is the limit, continue. But there is no sense of emptiness in the absence of it. But in case you choose, I am a very happy man, I am under a tree. That is why the beauty, the range of thoughts in this tradition. You can be a beggar under a tree. You can be beggar under a tree, just panidve bhiksham amantrayantaha. With both hands, you can beg food, eat and leave. That much you can do. That person also is accepted. You can be a Janaka, you can be a king, you can be Rama, you can be anybody. Both are fine. The king doesn't look down upon such a person, beggar. Simple person, renunciate. Neither the renunciate looks up to the king or looks down upon indulgence. No. Each one. But most important thing is, be yourself. Tasya alasya dhurinasya sukam. So such a person is very happy. He doesn't want to gain anything in life. Listen carefully. When you say he doesn't want to gain anything in life, means what? Frustrated? Fulfilled. He is so fulfilled, he knows there is nothing which can add to his existence, and there is nothing which can take away from his existence. Are you getting that point? That is the beauty. Yallabdhva, as Bhagavad Gita will say, Yallabdhva na aparam labham nadhikam manyate tataha. Yallabdhva, by gaining which, tataha adhikam labham na manyate. By gaining which, the person no more thinks there is any greater gain than this, that something can be added to that. Or by gaining which, you don't consider the greatest loss as a loss. Why? Because you have gained something which can never be lost. Or you have lost something after which there is no further loss. What is that? Ignorance, individuality. People are losing, are disappointed because ahankar is not lost. When the individuality is lost, ignorance is lost, no loss is a loss. When the individuality is lost, ignorance means what? The ignorance of the self is lost, no loss is a loss. Neither any gain is greater than that knowledge of yourself as to who you are. Therefore, this person is alasya dhurina, master idler, but on the move, or chooses not to be on the move. Ajagara vritti, madhukari vritti, two things they talk about. A wise person, you are wise. In what way shall you move? Choice is yours. One person, very happy, contented with himself. But, as Bhagavan Krishna says, Partha nasti me kartavyam trishu lokesu kinchana nanavaptam vaptavyam vartayeva cha karmani. I have nothing to gain in this world, but I go on engaging myself in this activity. Why? Yadiham navarteyam jatu karmani atandrita mama vartmanu vartante manusya partha sarvasa. Hey Arjuna, if I do not engage myself in activity continuously, people shall think Krishna is a wise man and he is not active. So not being active is wisdom. This is the unfortunate conclusion of the perceiver, which is looking at Krishna. What shall he say? He is supposed to be a wise man. So he is not acting. So no, he is wise and chooses not to act. But he shall think by not acting he has become wise. Therefore better to be active. So that the other person is not misled. Or one person can say, I am very happy with myself. Ajagara vritti. Ajagara means like a python. You lie down. Anything comes near you, meaning you are a python. You sit down in one place. If things come, excellent. Do not come, excellent. Ask yourself, what type of person you want to be? The trouble is, don't try to be a person, pretend to be wise, and then pretend to be in one place, but always eyes open what is coming or not coming. What a headache. I don't want anything, but I want all the luxuries. No. Nor you should be somebody, I shall work, and when everything is coming, don't say, I don't want anything. Eh? If you are active, things will come around you. It will happen around you. Of course you have no ownership, but you cannot escape everything around. Yes, you are active. Things will happen around you. That is why you don't take the credit for any activity around you, because what did I do? Instrumental, finished. I am just being with myself. Things are happening. What can I do? What can I do? It's like a person, think, a person sings beautifully. Just think, a person sings beautifully, dances beautifully, top magician, top chess player, whatever it is, somebody is very top in that. You are singing for your own satisfaction. You enjoy singing, you enjoy dancing. But then, tomorrow one village people come and say, Sir, can you come at village for the program? You go there. Not that you want it, they asked you to go. Then another person says, this person should not be lost in the village. Come to the best music academy, state music academy. Go there. Hey, what, only in this state? Go to country, national stage. What, only national stage? Go to international stage. Only people who are ignorant, they shall think they are progressing from place to place. Hey, moving from small village to regional center, to national center, to international headquarters is not a progress for you. Your music is music. Are you getting that point, please? Your wisdom is wisdom. Somebody asking you to go somewhere, so you are going it. Now suppose tomorrow somebody says, no, I don't think you are good enough. Stop it. Your music will stop. You understand the beauty, the riches of this wisdom? That is why Suramandira Tarumula Nivasa Sayya Bhutala Ajinam Vasa. Whether you are living under a tree with a bark as your dress, in a, what is that, in a temple, in an isolated place, or now it is all Rajabhoga, all the pleasures, all the comforts of the universe. You don't change. That is the knowledge. Understand? So, alasya dhurina, you are master idler in and through activity. Even when activities are taking place, perception, thoughts, everything taking place, you are still the eye of the cyclone. Absolute still and beauty. Nothing is happening. Excellent. So satisfied, contented with yourself. Do you understand? Please know, there may be 7 billion people but you live with your own mind. If you think another person, say that person, that friend, these people, that thing, they are making my world, don't. They can make your world. Your wisdom is yours. You see it for yourself. And that is the best thing you can share with people. Other things, whatever you share, it will not satisfy everybody, as it did not satisfy you. How much money can you give somebody, tell me? How many dresses you can give somebody? How much food you can give somebody? See that? How can you do? For everything there will be a temporary suspension. Again the need comes when you are with yourself. That's finished. You are once for all paralyzed. Meaning, in spite of movement. Your body is moving, thoughts are going, everything is going on. So, please see that point. This is something so beautiful. And once you do that, read the verses, we shall see how this person lives in life. It's so amazing because go on listening, nothing wrong. This is all our glory. We have to listen to that. That way the books are so beautiful. But we have not come here to cover the books or finish the verses. Being with ourselves. One verse, one word is enough. Okay, now read. Verse number 5 and 3. Idam krutam idam neti dvandvair muktam yada manah dharmartha kama moksheshu nirapeksham tada bhaved virakto vishayadvishta ragi vishayalolupaha grahamoksha vihinastu navirakto naragavan heyopadeyata tavat samsara vitapankuraha spruha jivati yavadvai nirvicharadasaspadam. Beautiful. So, this is the wisdom. What is that? Dvandvair muktam. That word you can take here. Dvandvair mukta. Dvandva means conflict. Shall I do? Shall I not do? Should it be done? Should it not be done? I should have done. I did not do. Shall I live? Shall I die? Shall I go? Shall I not go? This is dvandva. Think, this is simple word, but that completely encompasses the entire human struggle. If you are a very rich man, very big man, very powerful person, your for dvandva is, shall I take over that $500 billion business or not? Shall I take over the administration or not? Shall I add that other country to my kingdom or not? That is your thinking. Your child, shall I take the other balloon or not? What way different? Are you getting that point? Because for you, the kingdom, listen carefully, for the child, the balloon is a kingdom, for the grown-up, the kingdom is a kingdom. Why the child feels so frustrated? My toys, that's his kingdom. To his kingdom, he wants to add some more. So that is why you can see the judgmental attitude of the average person, the simple middle class morality as they say, or the ordinary person's thinking is holiness and purity and all that stuff is what? The politician took away 50 lakhs of rupees, he is a thief. But the school teacher taking 500 rupees, nothing, no question asked. The bus conductor taking 5 rupees, no questions asked. Why? They are all small people in a small world. Are you getting that? 5 rupees is a big money for the conductor. 500 rupees may be big money for a school teacher. 5,000 rupees may be big money for a local representative. 5 lakhs rupees may be a local MLA or MP. 5 million may not be enough, for 5 billion is good enough for the president of the country, or the prime minister of the country, the finance minister of the country. So who is more corrupt, who is less corrupt? Understand that point, please? So you are not considering yourself lesser or more. He is more, he is a greater criminal, I am a small criminal. He is more obsessed, I am less obsessed. Obsessed. Dvandveri muktaha. What is freedom is? You have no conflict. Finished. Think for yourself. Please think for yourself. Because this complacency can come in, Oh, those men are doing like this, those women are like that, those country people like that, these people are, you see, How many people become judgmental? What do you say? It's like Western, Eastern perceptions. The Western people will say, more people, though I'm just talking about it. Western means that people who don't know about Hinduism or Indian tradition, what will they say? Oh, there is so much of caste discrimination, That is absolutely, stupid. True, you cannot say it is wonderful. Okay. What this man will say? Look at the racial discrimination. As the racial discrimination is not a caste discrimination. Discrimination, are you will understand? Whether it is because of the caste or race, it doesn't matter. See, in our country, we marry only one. In their country, the fellow is marrying 2 or 3. But you are married to 100 different things. That is not seen. Please listen carefully. In our country, there is no divorce. Why? We don't marry. We just live together. Right? No, please appreciate. The beauty of this tradition is, everything is provided, how the person should live, what he should do, what he should not, that's all provided. But ultimately, dvandveri muktaha, you should be free from the dvandva, that duality, conflict, to be or not to be, Hamletian conflict, to be or not to be, shall I do or shall I not do? And when is the conflict resolved? When you are yourself and you are comfortable and your attitude is to be and not to be, to do and not to do, to gain and not to do and to not to gain. Gaining is as beautiful as even losing. Friends are as wonderful as even the enemies. What is this? Average person will not understand. That is because you are standing there, waiting, passing judgment. When you be yourself, and those are the moments you unconsciously get into the intimations of yourself. Average person gets it, moment of release, like in deep sleep. Only difference is ignorance, which you are not aware. Please. This is something which is the simplest. Simplest, please. Because Because we are looking for silence in the maze of sound. Darshan must stop, darshan must stop, darshan must stop, this and because we are so familiar with the sound, therefore looking for silence becomes a struggle. So much used to the forms that this looking for formless space is looking like a struggle. Because of the total preoccupation with the thoughts and emotions and anger and hatred and jealousy and perceptions, sensations, superiority, inferiority, likes, dislikes, so many complications, simplicity seems to be very tough. Again, simplicity seems to be very tough. Addicted to speech, not being able to, not talking becomes very difficult. Suppose somebody is addicted to talking. Keep quiet, cannot. Today I was reading, now they are trying to give them called internet fasting. In Japan, now law is coming. Children should not be given the internet for 1 week. Internet fasting, you understand? Like religious fasting. Because everybody is addicted to internet now. Have you not seen people looking at their own cell phone? Be company. Your mind is now transferred to the cell phone or the computer. Previously mind was, you were always getting lost. Now it has gone to the cell phone. As a result, what will happen? Even if you stop the cell phone, you stop the computer, the mind is now more crazy. Your mind was always talking, you didn't know what to do. Now there is a way out, you can talk it out over the telephone. People will find it so difficult to keep it aside. Thoughts, understand. Because of that complication, it looks like being with myself is very difficult. No. That is where observing yourself again and again and again, which I told in the beginning, do that. So this dvandva, where does the dvandva come, this conflict, where does it come? Is it in the object? They are objects of your conflict. A person is object of your conflict. An object is an object of your conflict. A situation is object of your conflict. But the conflict comes from within. Shall I do? Shall I not do? So this shall I, listen carefully, shall I do? Shall I not do? Is the conflict of what you do or the doer. This is known as the microsurgery. You understand? Shall I do? Shall I not do? Is it the conflict for what you do or the doer? Shall I live or shall I die? Is it the conflict for life and death or the person who is living, afraid of dying? Or afraid of living, willing to die? You want the conflict to come to an end? Right or wrong, good or bad, vice or virtue. The more you do that, what do? You are putting the individuality into greater spin of conflicts. That is why that which was done in the beginning stages to help the person to be alive, now suddenly that has become his bondage. When the child is crying, give the child one toy, finished. Now he's stuck with the toys. One brahmachari was studying with us, He was always little down like that. So, one day, because I am friendly with everybody, so one day I asked him, why is it that you are so dull always like this, See, that person told me, I couldn't believe it. He comes from a particular state where the children, when they cry, the parents give them a little opium. Can you believe? A tiny bit of opium. The child goes to sleep. In that village they were doing that. Tiny bit of opium. This working class, children have to, parents have to work. Finished. Oh, uneducated parents. Educated parents, what do? Put on the TV. Chota Bheem. Right? Tom and Jerry. What happens? That which for sometimes keeps him quiet. Then after some time, he drives you crazy. Put Tom and Jerry. It's so nice to begin life. Do this, don't do this. Perfect. Go left, go right. Perfect. Because convenience. After some time, you are so stuck on it, you don't know what to do with it. Guilt comes. You should have always, very nice to listen, you should have always have good thoughts, you should never have a bad thought. Yes, until it goes into your system, the moment the so-called bad thought comes, you are going through hell now. Why this thought is coming, I don't know what to do with it. Guilt, religious guilt. You understand this tradition? They give you do's and don'ts, then help you to understand who you are so that you go beyond both. So that dharma, artha, kama, mokshyosu nirapeksham tada bhavet. You are a person, you have no conflict, listen carefully, it is so powerful. No conflict, idam krutam, idam na iti. This is done, this is not done. In what which sphere? All the four. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. What is that is dharma? I did not do. Or adharma? I did. No conflict. What is artha? I earned. Anartha? I brought about. No conflict. Listen carefully. Very responsible statement. That is why it is only for adults. You can't give it for babies of mind. Artham, anartham. Kama, what is that is desire? What is that is not a kama, akama? What is moksha? What is bandha? Shall I do it for pleasure or it will give me pain? This is freedom, this is bondage. These classifications, more there. Everything is beautiful. That is why everything is beautiful, everything is absolute. It is not that you are dismissing right and wrong. It's not that you are dismissing left and right, good and bad. No. But you help the individual to go beyond both, then live according to the laws of the land, wherever it is, as it is. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. No more there is a conflict. Am I free or not free? In Bhagavad, you read the name of the mother or, the Vishnu Sahasranam, Shiva Sahasranam, Lalita Sahasranam, all these things you read, Dharma, Dharma Vivarjita. In Kathopanishad, what the teacher, student asks? Anyatra dharmat, anyatra adharmat, yat tat pasyasi tad vada. Nachiketas asked this question. Please tell me that which is beyond dharma, beyond adharma. Why? Yes, adharma, which is unrighteous or it is something, let us say, vicious, of course creates problem. Even dharma did not solve my problem. Tell me, dharma also becomes adharma at one time, because it has its limitation. Shall I speak the truth or falsehood? Falsehood doesn't solve the problem. Truth also, sometimes speaking the truth also creates sometimes problem. Which one I shall do? So that which is beyond dharma and adharma, satya, asatya, tell me that. So that you have no dvandva, absolute no conflict. You are with yourself, and thereafter, dukkhe, dukkhi, sukhini, sukhavan, bhogini, prapta bhoga. Bhagavan, Shankara writes in the Jivan Muktananda Lahari. Dukkhe, dukkhi, mauni, mauni, gunini, gunavan, pandite, panditascha. With a mauna, you are a mauni. When a person is keeping quiet, you are comfortable being quiet. Gunini, gunavan, with a person with all qualities, you are identifying with him, moving with him, same thing. Pandite, panditascha. Pandite, in the assembly of the scholars, you are as scholarly as the other person. Dukkhe, dukkhi, bhogini, dukkhe, dukkhi, sukhini, sukhavan, bhogini, prapta bhoga. I mean, the people, with miserable people, you are very miserable. With happy people, very happy. Bhagmini, Prauda Bhagmi. Among the speakers, you are the speakers. In the mauna, you are the mauni. Dhanya kopi tribhuvana jai. As though he has conquered all the universe. Meaning what? Comfortable in every situation. Why? No dvandva, no conflict. That you are having conflict, listen carefully, that you are a conflict is not because other people provoked the conflict. Listen carefully. I have given you the example long time. I hope you don't just enjoy that example for the time being, then forget it. Remember that example. There is a glowing matchstick. You throw it in the water. What will happen? It will be extinguished. You throw it in the petrol, boom, explodes. The matchstick remaining the same depends on what surface it is falling. If there is no anger in you, you are not going to explode. Because there is an anger in you, somebody makes you angry. Because there is frustration in you, jealous in you, somebody makes you frustrated, something makes you jealous. But if that is not in you, remember that little line I had told long back? Atrune patito vanni soyameva upashamyati. Vanni, the fire, when you put in a land of no dry leaves, soyameva upashamyati, itself burnt out. Kshama sastra kare yasya durjana kim karishyati. These are the amazing subhasitani. Kshama sastra kare yasya, in whose hand there is the weapon of forgiving. Durjana kim karishyati, what the rascals can do, what the fools can do. Why? Kshama. What is that? Oh, you did. Yes, thank you. Nope, you don't feel provoked. Even when the body is going to go also, there is no sense of loss. Think. So no dvandva, no conflict at any time. So people do not create conflict in you because you are existing as an individuality, therefore you cannot escape conflict. Because from your standpoint, there is a good or bad. Just like, think. Left side, right side. If I am not here, if I am here, left side, right side, back side, front side, up, down. Suppose I am not here. What side is this? What side is this? You go to the room where there is nobody and tell, pick up the thing from your left side. Whom are you talking? Pick up the thing from the right side. So you should be taken to the asylum. So after shouting for some time, when there is no left side, right side, then what happens? You got disgusted because there is nobody. So you talk to a person. The person is not there. Left, right, good, bad, all these things you attribute. Person is not there. How long can you talk? You talk, nothing wrong. What is wrong in that? That is why the life is so beautiful. Instead of trying to change somebody, making somebody wise or making somebody wonderful, first question, make yourself wonderful. You go on focusing on yourself being who you are, automatically everybody shall change around you. You like it or not. You may like that statement, you may not like that statement. You cannot say, oh, so until I change, I will not help changing somebody. You can try for the babies, do that way. But focus 99% on yourself. Please appreciate, friends. Please appreciate. Should the teacher be disappointed if the student doesn't understand? Just think of it. There is that example, there is a magnet. There is there is iron filings are here, okay? You put the iron, what will happen? This is a magnet, this is the, if you do that, what happens? It will come there, right? Goes. Suppose the iron becomes also later on, induction, iron becomes also magnet. Now suppose this is a piece of wood. Okay, doesn't matter. So this is a piece of wood, naturally. This is a piece of wood which is breaking apart. Okay, so suppose I do that. Then it's not iron filing. Will it, the iron filing become induction, it becomes magnet. The wood does not become magnet. So if the wood doesn't become magnet, does the magnet cease to be a magnet? So where is the disappointment? If the wood doesn't become magnet, does the magnet cease to be a magnet? You are a happy man, wise man. There is some students who are like iron filings, induction. They get in that, yeah, that's right. So they become magnet. So what is your speciality now? They are as magnetic as you are. Beautiful. Some fellow become wood. Some is a piece of wood. And he never could understand the truth. So does the magnet loses its capacity? The wood remains wood. Bas. So you can advise, nothing wrong in that. But first and the most important thing is, I have absolutely no dvandva, no conflict. Dharma, adharma, right, wrong, good, bad. Because if you have definite, listen carefully, if you have definite definitions about these right, wrong, good, bad, artha, anartha, kama, pleasure, pain, bondage, liberation, you will be full of conflict through your life. Bondage is a liberation means being with God. You are not with God, finished. To be free means, listen carefully. You can say, Swami, the same logic. To be free means to be with yourself. Is it not a condition? No. Which is natural? Being yourself or being one with something else? To ask you to be yourself, is it something... are you getting that point? To ask somebody to be himself, are you expecting too much? That the person is not himself, because he takes what he has to be who he is, that is his problem. Now I am asking you, be who you are. Don't worry what you do, what you speak, what you do not speak, what you it doesn't, that is secondary. First be who you are, then decide. Because I am unhappy, I want to do something to be happy, I want to say something to be happy, I don't want to do something to be happy, I don't want to say something to be happy, but I am the happiness itself. Suddenly your dependence on what you do, what you speak, completely gone. I am happy, thereafter do. Why? Something to be done, therefore I do it. What a life! What a life! If every person lives that way, think of it, you are happy with yourself. But you are happy to do certain things of life. That's what is expected of you. You do it. You live your life. Finished. You don't affect anybody, nobody affects you. So long before you see it in somebody's life, totally it comes to me. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So freedom is being myself. Nirapeksham. There is no nirapeksha tada bhave. So that time you become absolutely independent and there is no whisper of a conflict in you. So ask yourself, when you are sitting down, ask yourself. When you are living your life, ask yourself, is there any conflict comes up which you cannot live with? First thing, there will be no conflict. In case an habitual thought comes also, can you live with or not? You can live with anything and everything. You can live with life and death. What to talk of any other thing in life? Are you getting that? So your mind is beautiful. Your sensation, your perceptions, your sense object, your body, your creation, everything is absolutely divine, glorious. Every moment you are beautiful. And therefore, what he says, such a person. Okay. Now he says, such a person, what will happen to him? Just shows the difference. If you, suppose you stick to this dvandva, this will happen to you. Viraktaha vishaya dveshta. This dvandva fellow. Now he describes the person who shall have the conflict. Viraktaha, definition. Virakta vishaya dveshta. Virakta means the person who feels disgusted with life, virakta, or a renunciate. One who focuses on renunciation, denial, self-abnegation, self-torture, self-persecution. Why? Vishaya dveshta. He shall hate the object. Gold hater, money hater, man hater, woman hater, life hater, who hates life. Vishaya dveshta. That is where you become like a fundamentalist. Music is bad, pleasure is bad, perception is bad. Only one thing, what is that? Whatever he thinks right, God knows what it is. Everything is useless. You should not listen to music, you should not do anything. No. Only something of one particular thing, whatever it is, some God or some faith or something. Virakta vishaya dveshta. You see, the moment you have that, who becomes your enemy? Who becomes your enemy? The whole world. Because if the object your enemy, anybody who lives with that object, deals with that object also becomes your enemy. Music is my enemy. So if you listen to music, you are also enemy. The moment you hate something, whoever loves that something shall be hated by you. So is it a program for love or program for hatred? Think. To tell a child, baby, at this moment you are studying, don't listen to music for some time. When you grow up, you can decide. That is different from telling music is vile, it is devil, it is vicious. What is this? Okay, that is virakta, renunciate. Ragi, vishaya, lolupa. Then there comes one indulgent fellow, permissive fellow. Ragi, vishaya, lolupa. The person who says, what is wrong? What is wrong in seeing it or tasting it or touching it or smelling it or listening to music? What is wrong with that? Vishaya Lolupa. One cannot live with the object, another cannot live without the object. Who is better? Both are stupid. One looks down upon pleasure, other looks down upon pain. One looks down upon comfort, other looks down upon discomfort. This is dvandva. That is why do's and don'ts. Understand? Whether religious categories, secular category, whatever it is, the moment you do that, what will happen? Please listen. Functional behavior is different. Like, while driving on the road, everybody must go on left side. Everybody must go on the right side. Overtake on the right side or overtake on the left side. Everybody follows that. Then what happens? It's a beautiful traffic. Those are the things must be maintained. That is why road discipline, universal, has to be universal. But there also sometimes you go crazy. Why? The president comes and suddenly go right side or left side or right side. Suicide, right? The president goes in the center. Yes, anyway, now think of it. Anyway, those are the things to be talked about. The problem comes when you say, if you do this, you will be happy. If you don't do this, you will be happy. If you connect up the absolute to the relative judgments, that is the time you become, your conflict shall never come to an end. Like somebody said, you deny everything, you shall go to Swarga, you will go to heavens after death. And the person will have a trouble. Conflict. Shall I really have it here or shall I wait for the hereafter? Other person says, don't believe in that. You continue to do these things here. But since already that idea is put, okay, I won't do it, but suppose there is a life hereafter. Conflict, conflict, conflict. And all these things, why are they telling you? So that you can be happy. Find the happiness here and now. Then there will be no conflict in relation to whether heaven is existing or not. Are you getting that point, please? Most people ask this question, is there a life after death? Why? They have already decided life here is stupid. So the most faith or religions will be deal with life after death. Okay, the more and more educated you are, you know life here is not very comfortable, but it is so stupid to wait for a life after death. But you don't know what to do. Or somebody shall promise, life here is wonderful, you better do everything here. But whatever you do, that also doesn't make you happy. These are all basic classes we have seen, okay? That is why Upanishads will not say, either it is here or it is hereafter. It is here and now. Here is in place. Listen carefully. Here is in place. Oh, this is a beautiful point. Here, if the secularists say, here is life, here is in place. Here is here, in space. When you say hereafter, it is not a place, it is time. Hereafter is not a place. Because hereafter, what type of place? We don't know, heaven or hell. But hereafter means postponing in time. So you want postponement in space or postponement in time? Neither I want to postpone it in time, nor I want to postpone it in space. I want here and now. That is Upanishads. Here and now. At this moment, in this place, and when he tell you what is this moment, it goes to yourself, the present, the presence consciousness. It is here means, again, just to make it complete. I have told you, but repeat it just for the sake of this place. Here and now is here and now. When you say here, because when you say here and now, Both here and now becomes one and the same. There the moon, here the earth. There the earth, here is India. There India, here Tamil Nadu. There Tamil Nadu, here ashram. There ashram, here the hall. There is the hall, here is your chair. That is the chair, this is my body. Here is the body. There the body, here the eyes. There the eyes, here the thought. There the thought, I thought, here. There the I thought. Ultimately there, here comes to this, just like I am, this, that comes. So here, this, one, the same. Now go to time, now. The now is a vague word. Present. Present century, 100 year is the present. Past year, future year, present year. Year is also long present. Past month, future month, present month. Past week, future week, present week. So present is reducing from the thousands of millennia or millennium years, whatever you say, to 100 years, to month, 1 week, present day. Now present is a day. Past hour, future hour, present hour. Present is reduced to 1 hour. Past minute, future minute, present reduced to minute. Past second, future second. Present is reduced to microsecond, millionth part of a second. Goes to presence. Timeless. Here, now, these, all one and the same. What is the conflict? That is yourself, that is your happiness. There is nothing other than you. That something fills up everything in this universe. There is nothing to gain, nothing to lose. For the sense of happiness, to be yourself. To get a property, work. Registration law must be there. To travel, there should be laws. So follow, listen carefully. You know, I don't know what to tell you. The secular world and its laws are very important for the functioning of the universe. Each society will have a different type of laws. That is why that also human laws depends on the society again. In one society, certain actions are approved, certain actions are not approved in certain society. Certain things are okay in one society, certain things are not okay in one society. So it depends on your, if you go to Holland, which is the most open and advanced society of today's generation, because everything is legalized. Drug is legalized, prostitution legalized, smoking, drinking legalized, anything legalized. You do, you pay the consequences, finished. So you are not arrested because you are taking drugs or selling drugs, no. In many, many societies, they can't accept that. How can we? Why? Now, we are not getting the social side of it, okay? Depends on type of society, education, level of thinking. That is how the laws will change. That is, the amendments comes because society is growing up. Now, because the society is not growing up, therefore shall we not give the possibility of the absolute? In this tradition, the laws are given. What is good, what is bad. What is yama, what is niyama is talked about. Satyam vada, dharmam chara, swadhyayanma pramadaha, pitrudevo bhava, matrudevo bhava, be the mother. Respect your mother as you respect God, respect your father as you respect God. Satyam vada, speak the truth, dharmam chara, everything. The same Upanishad will say, tyaja dharmam adharmam cha. Mahabharata, tyaja dharmam adharmam cha. Give up the dharma, give up the dharma. Give up the dharma means go beyond dharma, go beyond dharma. Uve dharma dharme tyatva, tyaja satyam. Dharma, dharmam, okay? Ubhe satyanrute tyatva Yan tejasi tatyaja, giving up both satya and anuruddha. Give up the satya, give up the anuruddha. By giving it up, give up that by which you are giving it up. Dharma, tyaja dharmam adharmam cha, ubhe satya anurute tyaja. It comes in the Veda. Tyaja dharmam adharmam cha. Right and wrong, go beyond. Satya anurute tyaja. What is right, what is truth, what is falsehood, that also you give up. Because sometimes dharma is adharma, adharma is dharma. Sometimes satya is anuruddha, anuruddha is satya. That is a relative world. Ubhe satya anurute tyaktva, ubhe dharma dharme tyaktva. By giving up both satya, anuruddha, dharma, dharma, yena tyajasi tatyaja. Give up that by which you are giving it up. Why? That is the one which is the source of conflict. Dharma is not source of conflict. Are you getting that point? Don't say dharma is creating conflict. Religion, adharma is creating conflict. No, dharma, adharma should be there, has to be there. Satya, anuruddha has to be there. But you feel conflicted, you feel it conflicting because you are there. You don't know whether this or that. When you are not there, neither this nor that. So you follow both, whichever, whenever required. You know what is satyam, what is right, what is wrong. But then you know where to follow it. So this is what. If you define this is right or this is wrong, this is ideal, this is not, or virakta vishaya drishta, one who renunciate, who gives up everything. That is why people misunderstand. A renunciate gives everything. Then you say, a religious man, a wise man is a renunciate. You define it. A wise man is a renunciate. How can he live with so many things? The person who has Vishaya Lolupa, one who has all the sense subjects, Lolupa is a greed, cravings for the sense subject is a ragi. But you say, the person living in such lifestyle, he is ragi. How can Janaka be wise? Your judgment is what? Perception, not the individual. That is why, please, you look at yourself and stop judgment. You will see for yourself. Because sometimes person is renouncing, is very indulgent. Huh? How can you say renunciation is indulgent? I am renouncing, but I am craving for recognition for my renunciation. I am living under a tree, but everybody should come and say, sir, you are such a renunciate, you have given up everything, you are just living under a tree. For that little prasamsa, you shall be waiting for days and days when people will come and appreciate how I have given up everything and I am under a tree. Or you shall complain, nobody recognizes my renunciation. Beautiful. Another person is indulging heavily, but he is waiting to be told, even though you are living in luxury, you are really like a renunciate, Thank you. Both. Don't wait for compliments. Your heart tells you, that is why you understand the truth for yourself, who you are. You are a sannyasi, total renunciate. Yeyasa nitya sannyasi yona dveshti nakangshati. Nirdvando hi, nirdvandva. Nirdvando hi mahavaho sukham vandhat pramichyate. Hey Arjuna, know him to be a sannyasi. Who? Not a cloth. Not living under a tree. Not putting up a name or a mala or chandan. No. Yana dveshti na kankshati. Who does not have dveshti, neither dislikes, hates or kankshati, craves. You can see the object. Can you see the craving and the hatred? Can you? Whether somebody is going to an object because he is craving for it, or because he really hates the object. How do you know? Only the person himself can know. That is why a man of understanding will be least bothered by other person's compliment or insinuation. He will feel flattered when people say, oh, you are so wonderful. He knows who is he. Neither he feels insinuated, humiliated, insulted because somebody says something. That is other person's perception. Understand? Na drishtina kankshya. Nirdvandva hi mahavaho sukham vandhat pramchide. Hey mahavaho, hey Arjuna, he is nirdvandva. This dvandva doesn't exist. This dvandva. Shall I krutam, idam na krutam, did I do, shall I not do, should be done, should not be done, you know. This dvandva is not there. Karmani akarma cha pasyet. Shall I act or not act? Karma akarma. Shall I act or shall I not act? Here he says, what did he say? Bhagavan says, one who sees inaction in action and sees the activity in inactivity. Sabuddhiman manusyeshu. That verses will take some other time. In Bhagavad Gita you can see that. So being yourself, no graha moksha vihinastu na virakta na ragavan. So this person free from this duality, this dvandva, this conflict, graha moksha vihinastu. Who is neither a virakta nor a ragi. Graha moksha vihina. Neither is desperate to give up nor is desperate to hold on. This is where you see for yourself. Are you desperate to hold on to something without which your life is meaningless, your life is useless? Or are you desperate to own something by which your life is meaningful? Then you shall be afraid of losing and gaining. When you are who you are, and there is no expectation or dependence on anything whatsoever, for your being who you are, such a person, na virakta, na ragavan, neither you call him a renunciate, nor you call him indulgent. What language it is? Defies. It defies your definitions. You cannot define such a person. Are you getting that? You cannot just categorize, compartmentalize, classify such a person. This is how it is. He refuses classification. You cannot classify. It's like dividing the space. You cannot. That's all in your imagination. Space is never divided. You cannot classify it. At least space can be classified. Space is not a fire, water, earth. You can specify this. That is why you cannot be described because no example also comes anywhere near it. Because it is everything, yes, it is nothing. It's like I tell you, example I gave, morning when it's raining, we are walking in the raining, but you come down here, we are looking for it. So we shelter. Now there you don't have to come away from somewhere to be the consciousness. The rain will be continuing, still you will be happy with yourself. Are you getting that? Another point. Hanuman, when he went to, what is that place? Lanka. He asked Vibhishan, I think Ramcharitmanas or somewhere it comes like that. He asked Hanuman asked Vibhishan, you are such a nice man. How do you live among these Rakshasas? How do you live in these Rakshasas? Vibhishan, supposed to be a wise man. You know why his name is Vibhishan? Vibhishana. Vibhishana means Bhayangara. Bigata Bhishana, who is no more Bhayangara, who is not, that is why his name Vibhishana. Vibhishana means Bhayangara. Oh, frightening. Bigata Bhishana. So he doesn't frighten anybody, nobody is frightened of him. That's why his name is Vibhishana. What else? See, all these things, when you read a little book, you find it out. Because Vibhishana, what is Vibhishana? Another name? No. It's such a beautiful name. That person doesn't frighten anybody, nor is frightened by anybody. Vibhishana. That's a wise man. Okay. He said, how do I live in this world? Hanuman asked him, how do you live? He says, I am like a tongue surrounded by the teeth. Teeth very strong, tongue soft, hard teeth drops out, falls away. Then the tongue falls away for somebody. When you are 80-year-old, your tongue is falling out. The tooth is very strong, but it falls out. That is why they say, be soft. Why? Water, soft, nobody can cut it. Small grass, soft. Tsunami, typhoon, tornado, nothing happens to the grass. Big trees. And by chance the tongue is bitten by the tooth. Does the tongue fight with it? Forgive you, meaning it's right. The example is nice, but therefore don't say consciousness is like that. So consciousness also like this, soft. In and through everything, surrounded by, in and through everything, there are hard tooth everywhere there. But there is no question of by chance bitten. Incomparable. If the tooth can be by chance be bitten by the, but the tongue can be by chance be bitten by the tooth. But consciousness, the self, the absolute, all-pervasive soft existence can never be affected by anything. That is why examples very difficult, sir. Incomparable. So, na virakta na ragavan. Neither can you call him a renunciate, nor you can call him an indulgent. So, if man, to such a person of understanding, if you do prasamsa and say, oh, he is such a renunciate, he shall listen to it. This fellow is unnecessarily indulgent. Listen to it. What can you say? Because I am neither. Depends on who is looking at me, on what way. Virakta Raghava. Like that great king who came back from his forest. I mean, he gave up the kingdom and went to forest for, to study and all that. After a few years, he comes back to the kingdom as a visitor, as a sannyasi. So they put him on the throne and they do the prasansa for him. What a great renunciate you are. Because average person renounces a house or a job. Here is a person renounces the whole kingdom. You are such a great renunciate. And in response to their welcome speech, what did king say? I am not a renunciate. I am very, very ordinary. You people are the greatest renunciate. If you have to respect me for renunciation, I should respect you. Everybody is surprised to what is that you renounce? He said, I gave up limited kingdoms for the unlimited happiness. I gave up this finite for the sake of the infinity. You have given up the infinity for the sake of finite. So whose renunciation is greater? So shall you call him a virakta? Yes, but we can't call him a Raghavan also. We can't call him indulgent. What does he indulge in? Indulges in the indulgence itself. The happiness itself is the greatest indulgence. Why? Ooh, every moment you are the highest of the high. When the indulgent person needs a car or needs a speedy car for a thrill, or a high-speed jet for a thrill, or the water skiing for a thrill, or bungee jumping for a thrill, or a man or woman for a thrill, or eating something for a thrill, this fellow enjoys all the thrills of everybody, doing nothing of nobody. Swamiji, you are just talking through your what? I have no heart also. Okay? You can say whatever you like, but I am not speaking. Bhagavad Gita, what is that? Upanishad says, no. Yuva syat sadhu yuva dhyayakah ashishto dradishto balishtaha tasyayam prithivi sarva vittasya purnasyat sayuko manusa anandah te satam manusa anandah sayuko manusya gandharvanam anandah srotriyasya chakama tasya. One who is srotriya akamahata, one who is well versed in scripture, understands himself unstung by the desire, need or limitation of any kind, he gets the happiness of Manusya, Manusya Ananda, Manusya Gandharvananda, Deva Gandharvananda, Deva Ananda, Karma Deva Ananda, Indrasya Ananda, Bruhaspatira Ananda, Brahmana Ananda. But what he gets, nobody gets. Not only what he gets, nobody gets. Manushya does not get Manushya Gandharva Ananda. Manushya Gandharva does not get Deva Gandharva Ananda. Deva Gandharva does not get Deva or Karma Deva Ananda. Karma Deva, they don't get the Ananda of the bliss of the Indra. Indra doesn't get the bliss of the Brihaspati. Brihaspati doesn't get the bliss of the Brahma. Whereas the wise person gets everybody's Ananda, but what he gets, Brahmapi, even God, Brahma also wants it. In a sense, Devatas. Everybody wants it. That is why absolutely indulgent, because he is the indulgence itself. Because where everybody attempts to indulge, he is reveling in that. Oh, that's beauty, isn't it? Where everybody is attempting to revel. I want to do this, I want to see or hear or touch so that I can be in a moment of happiness. This person, where the whole world is craving to be in touch, that person is always there. So his indulgence level is what? Unimaginable, infinity, indescribable. So shall you call him Virakta or Ragavan? Is the ultimate renunciation? Nothing to renounce. Ultimate indulgence? Nothing to indulge in. Peculiar fellow, no? And who is that? Everybody. Everybody. Be that. Okay? Read the next one. Okay? It's the same thing he says. Heya upadeyata tavat. Read. Okay. Just read 2 verses now. Heyopadeyata tavat sansara vitapankurah spruha jivati yavadvai nirvicharadashaspadam pravruto jayate ragah Nivritto dvesha evahi Nirdvando balavadhiman Evam eva vyavastitah Pravritto jayate ragah Ya Nivritto dvesha evahi Nirdvando balavadhiman Evam eva vyavastitah. Please see how beautiful. So when you are thus being yourself, you cannot be classified, compartmentalized, isolated. You are one with everything, everybody. Everybody is you, you are everybody. So there is no sense of superiority, inferiority, nothing. And if you see any problem in your life, it is because of this. What? Not knowing yourself, and thereafter you have the heya upadeya. Yavat spruha jivati. As long as you have got spruha, means what? Some thirst, some craving for what? Heya upadeya. Something should be like this or something should not be like this. Anywhere. Don't think only in terms of God and reality and you should not chant this or sing this or do this asanas or do not. We are not talking about that religious stuff at all. Don't worry about it. Even in your small little life, I don't want sugar in this. Salty food I don't like. Hey, that you don't like salty food is no problem, but don't make an issue out of it. Are you getting that point? That I do not like a particular vegetable, that's my like or dislike. But don't create an issue out of it when you are with everybody. Are you getting that? But what happens? People refuse to live that way. Whatever they decide, that is how exactly the whole world must be. When I was a child, I cannot look at this bitter gourd, bhandaka, soraka. That bottle gourd and the lady's finger, because they are all, little gooey, that, and the bitter gourd is of course bitter. So if I look at that vegetable, I may be 19, 20-year-old, I remember, I'll cry and get up and go. My mother gets fed up. And as a child, it was much more stupid. Because you go to school, Swasthya Raksha, the health science, you should not eat anything stale. That much the teacher says, you should not eat anything stale. So I go there, my mother brings me sugar or the jaggery. Jaggery means vellam, molasses. For the breakfast, I won't eat. Why? Stale. It is in the pot for 5 days now. I won't take. This is not stale. No, but who shall say? The teachers are more important than the mothers. Whatever the teacher says in the class is Veda Vakya. That is the ultimate. What the mama says, if mama and mother doesn't know anything. So this is stale. I won't say. Now what will happen? This vegetable I don't like. And then what the mother will say, oh, the king doesn't like bitter gourd, therefore there should be no bitter gourd in the market, right? What nonsense. When you have a definite like and a dislike, you know what you do? You are free to have a dislike like that. For your personal life, you are absolutely free. You are absolutely free to have your own like and dislike, because your system takes something, doesn't take something. But do not precipitate an issue for somebody else. You go to somebody's house and they have made bhandaka curry, that lady's finger curry. I don't take lady's finger. Shut up your trap and you get out. Don't talk about it. Just eat it. Anywhere, as you are traveling, if you can do something about it, do it. But neither you should be disturbed, nor you should disturb anybody. That is where comes tolerance, patience. Okay. And how much the wise man can swallow? It is Shiva's hada. It is the worst poison, the most powerful poison of the universe. While it's doing this churning of the mountain, of the ocean, so many things come out. And the lastly comes also the poison. Who should take it? Shiva took it. And when he kept it on when he was drinking, Parvati, the mother, holds it up. So the poison stage here, symbolizing, goes inside, kills you. You throw it out, kills others. Suspend it. Your likes, dislikes, everything that you have picked up in life, you cannot forget. Let them remain suspended in you for eternity. If by chance a little bit of it you throw out, others will be affected, they will affect you. You internalize it, it will make you sick. So nobody tells you not to have your raga dvesh, like dislike. You have it. But at no time it must be precipitating any wrong situation. That is what he says. If you have that type of cravings, prabhruto, what is that? Heya upadeyata tavat sansara. So naturally if you have, this is how it should be or should not be, heya, it should not be like this. You are planting your samsara vriksha. Ankura, sansara, vitapa, ankura. From this tree of samsara, these heya and upadeya are like ankura, like the sprout and the branches. That spruha itself is samsara. Are you getting that? Your like and dislike shall precipitate conflict all around. The wise person is somebody who lives in a way, jale jalam, water with water, oil with the oil. No conflict. But he is the source of conflict. Unfortunately, suppose you are living with a person, there will be no problem. But when living with 20 people, I can be water with water, but there is another oil waiting there telling it is not right. Now what do I do? Are you getting that point, please? When you are with one-to-one person, you can handle it. That is why living with more number of people becomes difficult, because everybody cannot think like you. Understand? In each person, like a doctor knows how to treat. Somebody's leg is broken, he puts him on the outside with the leg hanging from the top. Other fellow is in serious trouble, he puts him in the ICU. Now the fellow is put outside with the legs hanging, complains, that fellow is put in ICU in the air-conditioned room, and why am I outside here? Your leg is broken, his heart is finished. So he gets ICU. You are giving 20 hours attention to that fellow, not even 20 minutes to me. Your problem is not that. But 20 minutes fellow wants 20 hours attention. What do? He refuses that he has not much problem. He wants to have more attention. So his problem is not leg broken, his problem is seeking attention. So not having money is not his problem. Not having emotional conflict is not a problem. His problem is seeking attention. So because if the sick man gets more attention, the healthy man now, who is not physically healthy but mentally sick, he wants more attention. You understand the difficulty? That is your prarabdham. Just to explain it, not out of helplessness. Think. So if you have a little sprout of jealousy, hatred, conflict comes into you, that means you have heya upadeya. Nobody need to point it out to you. You should be your own judge. Self-analysis. Scriptures are so beautiful. It doesn't say you should not have this or should not have that. You can have anything. You be yourself. Listen carefully. You be who you are and you are free to have whatever you want. Identification is your problem. If you have a problem, I didn't tell you not to have that. If you have a problem, because you are identifying, what can I do? Did I tell you not to have this thought? You can have that thought. But that's a problem. You are creating or thought is creating. See how beautiful it is? So each person is given the responsibility. You be happy with yourself. That's what you are. Know yourself. So that no spruha, no more thirst or craving for anything. And yavat spruha jivati tavat heya upadeya samsara vitapa ankura. This tree of samsara will be there and you shall be disturbed. Nirvichara dasaspadam. Whereas Yavadbai. Nirvichara dasaspadam, nirvichara, because you are not doing any vichar, you have not done any right type of thinking. So you will have the conflict. But once you are, see yourself, next one, nirdvandva balavat dhima. Nirdvandva, the one who has that, no dvandva. If you have no vichara, if you don't do the right type of thinking, you will get into problem. In Bhagavad Gita it comes. We shall see any of these three verses. We shall finish up in the next class. That is on Saturday we shall finish it up. In Bhagavad Gita, please, you can go and refer to it. You will see so nice. Second chapter, that Sthita Prajna Lakshana, it comes that Ragadvesha Vyukteistu Vishayan Indriyais Charan Atma Vasyeri Vidhe Atma Prasadam Adhigacchati Prasade Sarvadukhanam Hanirasya Upajayate Prasanna Chetaso Yasu Buddhi Paryavatishtate. The next line, Nasti Buddhi Rayuktasya Nacha Yuktasya Bhavana Nacha Bhavayata Santihi Ashantasya Kutas Sukham. Beautiful verses. That last one is absolutely beautiful. The wise person, Sthita Prajna, how does he moves in the world? Ragadvesha Vyukteistu Vishayan Indriyais Charan Atma Vasyeri Vidhe Atma Prasadam Adhigacchati. Atma Vasyeri Vidhe Atma. Always abiding in himself. The person lives in the world free from Ragadvesha. Ragadvesha Vyukteihi Vishayan Indriyais Charan. Ragadvesha Vyukteihi Indriyaihi Vishayan Charan. Free from likes and dislikes, uses his sense organs to move about in the sense-object world. And therefore, prasadam adhigacchati. Everything is like prasada. Whatever comes in the life, prasada. Because of that attitude, he is happy with himself, and therefore, prasade, because the prasada buddhi, that everything as it is beautiful, sarva dukkhanam hani. Sarva dukkhanam hani. All the dukkhas are not there because no expectations. Therefore, no dukkha. When you are studying, there was a Tamil brahmachari. He will be telling, Sarva prasade sarva dukkhanam ani. Hani na, hani, you know. Hani and ani. I didn't know that. What is ani? Say ani means, he say, ani, hey, you don't know Tamil. Ani means nail. Sarva dukkhanam ani. You put a nail on all your dukkhas. Very good. Okay, so sarva dukkhanam hani prasade, when prasada buddhi, sarva dukkhanam, there is no dukkha. Why? Everything is okay. Prasanna chetaso ihasu buddhi paryavatishtate. Prasanna chetasa. One because prasanna chetas, because prasada buddhi, buddhi paryavatishtate. Now you are abiding in yourself because you wanted to perceive, you perceived, but result accepted as it is. Therefore no more further reactions, you are with yourself. Buddhi paryavatishtate. Why do we have this buddhi? Because nasti buddhi ayuktasya. So this moving in the sense-subject world without ragadvesha is the karma yoga buddhi. So nasti buddhi ayuktasya. One who is not a karma yogi, ayukta, for him this buddhi will not be there. This karma yoga buddhi will not be. The person who has one who doesn't have a karma yoga buddhi, we call him ayukta. He is not yukta, he is ayukta. He is not together. He is not living the life rightly. Nacha ayuktasya bhavana. And the person who doesn't have this attitude, he cannot think properly. Ayuktasya bhavana nasti. One who doesn't have this attitude, he doesn't have the right bhavana. This morning somebody sent me an SMS. Swamiji, if a person does puja, will the ego be lost? I said, not only puja, by any action, ego is not going to be lost. Or else every priest will be ego-free and every person who is acting will be ego-free. It is the attitude behind the action which makes you free. Arjuna fought the battle with right attitude, he became a liberated person after the end of the battle. Or Duryodhana also fought the battle, nothing happened to him. So it is with your attitude. So, nacha ayuktasya bhavana. Nacha abhavayatah santi. The person who cannot think properly, no shanti. You can never be peaceful in life. Why? Your thoughts create all dvandva, conflict, pain, misery. When you are, there is nobody in the world around you, in your room, why are you miserable? Ask yourself, why are you miserable in your own room? Oh, my wife is there, my husband is there, no? She is sleeping, closing their eyes, you are also sleeping, closing your eyes. It doesn't matter whether husband or wife, even if together you are not connected in brain. Why are you having problem? Abhavayatah santi. Bhavana. Thoughts are hurting you. When shall people understand it is not the object of thought which is a problem, but the thought is creating problem because I don't know how to think? How many people will take that responsibility? It is high time the world is tired of blaming others. You are alone. Your wife has gone on holiday, your husband gone on holiday, your children have gone on holiday, you are alone. That is a problem. You want to have everybody with you so that you can fight. You can talk and discuss and shout, right? When you go away, everybody is feeling comfortable, very happy. Why? Appa, the headache has gone. Now when you are coming back, headache is returning. Like school teacher and students, no? The teacher is with a small stick in his back, put in my school, there is a teacher is small, the cane will be this size, it will be in his big pocket. Then I thought, Appa, there is nothing. Ha! After some time you make a mistake, oh, it comes out. Nobody is there. Why are you affected? You miss other people with whom you have to fight. Other people don't miss you. Think how pathetic it is. Like children, the father is very angry, gone to office. Oh, 8 hours of quietude in the home now. Why? Appa has gone to office. Think. Nacha abhavayata santi. The person who cannot think will not be peaceful. Please see this. In this whole world, how many people really know how to think? 100 times I have told. Thoughts are given. Thinking is not taught. Breathing is taught. How to breathe, how to sit down, how to swim, how to drive, how to sing, how to think. Thoughts are given. Thoughts are given, but not how to think. The thinker is unknown. Tasmat, asanta. This will be more thought, more asanti, more educated, more frustrated. It's just a language. It's not that a person who has no education is less frustrated. As I told you now, one who is selling up a company and some helicopter deal or the Bofor's gone deal, 5,000 crores somebody is taking away. He is not more corrupt than the fellow who is taking 5 rupees on a vegetable. Each one, their level is same thing. For a vegetable vendor, 5 rupees is like 5 billion. If the Mittal is spending $64 million for his daughter's marriage, it may look crazy for the average person. 64 million, oh, 500, 600 crores on the marriage. He has got 600,000 crore. 600 crore is spent, not even 0.001% is spending. You are spending, you have got the whole money, everything sold, purchased will be 50 lakhs. If you have spent 25 lakhs, 50% of your money you are spending on your daughter's or son's marriage. So who is more ostentatious, you or he? Hey, I am not batting for the boy, don't worry. We won't get anything. I am talking about the thinking. Because people in the smaller position, they think everybody higher up is a rascal. Oh, I see. If you are placed there, you will be a greater rascal. Why? Because abhavayatah shanti nasti. The person who cannot think well shall have no peace in life. And if you have no peace, no shanti, asantasya kuta sukham. If you are always frustrated, unhappy, miserable, desperate, discontented, complaining, grumbling, grousing, disgruntled, what sukham? You will never be happy. So, santasya sukham. One who is shanta, satisfied, contented, sukham. Bhavayataha shanti. Yuktasya bhavana. One who is yoga, that is why one who starts in that path of karma yoga and starts understanding himself, ultimately understand. Okay? No dvandva. There is no conflict at any time. So see it for yourself. Are you somebody who is no more assailed, affected by any conflict? Shall I not? This or that. If it is there, more a functional one. But your happiness, your being who you are, close your eyes. Doesn't depend upon any of these conditions. It's a beautiful picture of yourself, universal picture. When you take a photograph of your body, comparable. Mr. Universe, Miss Universe, ugly, not so ugly, not so beautiful, old, young. The picture of your body is not a universal picture. In case your thoughts can be photographed, that also will be different from person to person. In your own life, different from one stage to another. Whereas the portrayal of consciousness being who you are, then universal, glorious, shining, flawless presence. No conflict with yourself, no conflict with anybody. An incomparable existence. Just see that point, everything so nice. That little thing, as somebody said that you need enormous patience to change somebody. Are you that much a patient? Just think of it. To change your own mind. Do you have that patience? You gloss over it. Keep your weaknesses intact. Then you shall say, how much patience shall I have for the other person to change? How much patience you have towards yourself? You are absolutely impatient. That is why you are so impatient about others. When you know how much patience, perseverance you need to change your outlook towards your own thinking, you shall know how much more important it is to have tremendous patience for other people to change, because they don't even know that they should change. If you know you should change, you find it difficult. When the other person doesn't know that he must change, how can you change him? You understand? You can only get blood pressure which you deserve. Nothing else. Because you are not applying what you are trying to do for others. Enormous patience. I know I must change. I must see myself as I am. If somewhere still I am finding difficult, let me be patient and do it. And because of that reason, you will have tremendous patience with others. Why? I told you, remember, I know I need to change. The other person does not know that. That is finite. He thinks he is finite. You know you are infinity, but still sometimes this mistake is coming up. All right. How does the other person change without knowing the possibilities? So have that. That's where comes compassion, absolute compassion, acceptance. Okay? Take care, have a nice day, wonderful climate, enjoy yourself. See you next week, Saturday. Thank you.